Hi, I'm Jen and welcome to Yarn Purpose. This week I want to talk to you about my favorite way to knit socks. Hey everyone, it's Jen. Welcome back to Yarn Purpose, my new YouTube channel where I'm sharing videos with you every week about the things I'm knitting, designing, yarn I'm buying, and so on. So today I thought I would talk to you about the socks I knit while at Rhinebeck. So I mentioned in my video last week, which was my Rhinebeck haul, that while I was in New York, my friends and I had driven to Webb's, which is in Western Massachusetts, and we bought some stuff, a lot of stuff. And while I was there, I bought some sock yarn and then knit these socks over the course of the Rhinebeck weekend. So I just thought I would come on here today and talk to you about the way I currently like to knit my socks. The way I like to knit socks is always changing. You'd be surprised that there's actually a lot of different ways to knit socks. I feel like just even in the last few years, people are coming up with all kinds of cool new techniques, and I wish I had time to try them all. So anyway, I'm going to talk about my favorite way to knit socks currently. If you're a sock knitter, I would love to hear from you and find out what techniques you use when you're knitting socks, so be sure to leave a comment below, because who knows, maybe my next pair of socks I will try one of your techniques. So anyway, let's just dive right in. So I'm going to start with the yarn that I knit these socks out of, and I have the label here. It is Regia Perfect Design Line by Arnie and Carlos. I'm pretty sure this is a new line of yarn. As far as the like patterns, as far as like the stripes, like I think Arnie and Carlos designed like the stripe patterns. So the cool thing about this yarn is that when you buy it, it comes with like a yellow, there's like a yellow section of yarn, and that's where you start. And so you pull out all the yellow until you're at like the color of your actual yarn. So for me, I pulled out all the yellow yarn until I was at the white. And how it works is there's a little pattern on the inside of the ball band. I then knit my cuff until the color change, and then I knit my cuff to the color change again, like where you had the block of white, did my heel, and then I did the foot, and then you have enough white left for the toe. Now, I should say, if you are using this yarn, I have giant feet. So I wear a US women's size 11 shoe. So for me, this worked out perfectly. I knit like through all of these stripes, and I was ready to do the toe about at the white. If you have a smaller foot than me, you probably have a smaller foot than me, I would recommend just cutting out the rest of whatever stripey part is left and then going to the white for your toe so that your toe can be white like your heel and your cuff. And so they have all different colorways. Like I said, I got this at Webb's. You can get it from Webb's online. I will leave a link below. So anyway, getting into how I actually like to knit these socks, that's what this video is about. These I did top down. I hadn't done top down socks in a while. I had been kind of in a toe up rut. But I think that I'm going to be, I just feel like, well, first of all, I ordered more of this yarn from Webb's yesterday. So I think I'm going to do some more socks like this top down. So when I started these socks, I just started with a long tail cast on, and I just tried to do it loosely. When I got home, I sort of realized that my cast on was a little tight. Like, I know better, right? So I have a friend that has used the German twisted cast on for top down socks. So I tried it with the next pair that I'm working on, and I found that it is much stretchier at the top. So I'm going to do a tutorial on that for a future video so that you can see how to do it, because I think it worked a lot better for my top down sock. So this particular sock I did knit 3, purl 3 ribbing, just because that's what I felt like. And I have not blocked these socks. I don't block plain socks. I don't know. Do you block plain socks? I don't. I just wear them and then I wash them. But anyway, so I did 3 by 3 ribbing at the top. Normally I either do 3 by 3, which is knit 3, purl 3, or 2 by 2, knit 2, purl 2. So this, I just did this because that's what I felt like. and then just knit the plain stockinette cuff. Now when it comes to the heel, there's a lot of ways you can do your heel. I currently, for the last, I don't know, maybe 2 years or something, have been doing the Fish Lips Kiss heel. It is a mouthful. Yes, that's a weird name for something that's in your sock, but it actually makes total sense once you knit it, because like it kind of looks like a fish a little bit. Oh, my lighting's weird. Okay. Like, I don't know if you can see that. Like, it kind of has a fish lip look to it. So I really like this heel. The pattern's like $1 on Ravelry. The designer does a great tutorial in the PDF. The PDF is super long. It's like 20 pages or something. But it's got like pictures of every step. The bottom line is that this heel really plays into using negative ease so that it kind of sucks into your foot. Like if you think about a store-bought sock, like, you know, they kind of like stretch when you wear them. So this particular heel plays into that. It is a short row style heel. But after I did this heel, I have never turned back. It's just the one I prefer. And if you haven't tried it yet, especially if you have a hard time with your socks slipping down at the heel. That was something I always had a problem with when I did like a regular heel flap and heel turn. Like my sock was always just really like bunchy at my heel. And once I tried this heel, the Fish Lips Kiss heel, that eliminated that problem. So that's great. And so after you do the heel, this particular heel, and you start working back in the round again, you just have the number of stitches that you started with. So this isn't like when you do a heel flap and heel turn and then you do a gusset, so you've got extra stitches and you got to decrease them away. This is almost like if you do an afterthought heel, or a regular like traditional short row heel, once you finish your heel and start working in the round, I did 60 stitches here. You're just back to having 60 stitches. So there's nothing more to do except to knit the foot. And like I said, I have giant feet, so that took a while. And then as far as the toe, I just do, I think like just a plain sort of toe. I don't know. So basically how I do my toes is like this. I decrease a total of 4 stitches every other round until I have about half of the stitches left, and then I switch to decreasing every round until I have about, I don't know, like a fourth of the stitches left, and then I just Kitchener my toe together using Kitchener stitch. So that is how I like to knit my socks. Like I said, sometimes I am changing, you know, the ribbing, or yeah, sometimes maybe I'll like do the ribbing for the whole cuff, but this is just like my personal preference currently on how I knit socks. This, I don't know, maybe you find it interesting. I'm always curious because like I said, there's so many different ways to knit socks. And then the last thing I want to mention is the needles that I use. So for a long time, I have my sock in progress here, this next sock I'm working on. I very much like to use magic loop. I was resistant to magic loop for a long time, but once I got the hang of it, this is my preferred method for any small circumference in the round knitting. So if I'm doing like a little sleeve for like a baby sweater, a sock, a fingerless mitt, mittens, anything like that, I'm going magic loop. These particular needles, I did buy these at Webb's because I didn't have any sock knitting needles with me on my trip, but I already had some at home. These are the Knitter's Pride Carbons. I bought a 32-inch circular. That's just what I like. I know some people can do magic loop on a smaller circumference of circular needle for socks. This is just what I like. Again, it's all preference, right? So anyway, that's it. I don't know, I just thought it would be fun to explain how I like to knit my socks. So hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I will be back next week to talk to you more about that German twisted cast on that I mentioned that I tried with that sock over there. So anyway, I hope everybody has a good week, and again, if you do like to knit socks, I'd love to hear the different techniques you like to use down below. And if you liked this video, be sure to check out my Rhinebeck haul and also hit that subscribe button. I hope everybody has a great day, and I'll see you again next week. Bye!